raise her to the First Lady, a woman whose public profile extends far beyond ceremonial tradition and whose voice carries significant weight, both at home here and across Africa, amid a slew of, if you like, criticisms.
Absolutely, I would love to agree with you there, Jones. Dr. Fatima Madabio is Sierra Leone's First Lady and advocate for women and girls, and also the head of the Organization of First Ladies for Africa.
Despite those controversies, she is admired widely by many for her activism and international engagement.
But she finds herself a subject of controversies and allegations ranging from questions about public funds and assets to her role in political disputes to the growing influence of the office of the First Lady.
But as you know, we are living in an age of deep misinformation, brown envelope journalism, irresponsible blogging, and unverified claims circulating at speed which often buries the facts.
And in all of that, in that environment, truth becomes harder to separate from noise. So this morning, it is not about the trail by social media, but about hearing directly from the person at the center of the storm and testing the facts.
In other words, we are going to hear from the horse's mouth in what we'll describe as rare media spectacle, but a privilege and an honor to speak with Dr. Fatima Mada Bio. Good morning and welcome to this special edition of Wake Up Sierra Leone.
Good morning.
Good morning. I mean, it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Indeed.
It's been years you've been away from the media.
5 years, I was told.
Quite an interesting one. But honestly speaking, you know, you've been one person who has kept the media going, and there has been a lot of rumors, a lot of allegations, a lot of things surrounding you. But, you know, as we did mention, let's hear from the horse's mouth. You'll be the best person, you know, to tell our viewers who Dr. Fatima Madabio really is.
To be honest, I think I'm just a regular woman, a mother, a sister, a wife, a friend, a normal woman who lives a normal life, just happened to be a first lady of a nation. So I don't know whether that qualifies me to say because I have the title, now removes me from ordinary people. But I don't see myself as anything but. If you've already concluded that that was the reason, and the minute His Excellency became the president of Sierra Leone, I now became a gold digger. So which one? You have to choose one. It's either I'm a gold digger or he actually married me because I have money. I mean, if you can't distinguish the two, then you have a problem. I don't like bragging. I don't like telling people who I am because I don't think people, not everybody deserve to know you. Because sometimes when they do, they use it against you. You know, I mean, it's difficult for me to say to you, this is my best friend, because my circle is too small. My friend is my mother, my friend is my husband, my friend is my children. That's my circle. Anybody outside that circle now becomes my extended friends. So my extended friends, they have a line they don't cross, because I don't bring you into that world that is a secret for me, which is family. I'm very protective of my family. Now, I chose, when this allegation came out and everybody were talking all over the place, I chose not to say anything, because if you have the time to go to the Gambia and film people's houses, some which are my houses, but then go around and filmed other people's houses and claim that they are my property without any documentation, that means you're not a journalist. You're a propagandist or somebody who have been paid to destroy someone because they have another hidden agenda. When I went to the Gambia after the war, when I left Sierra Leone, I went to the UK. I was living in the UK, and there I was still fighting in Sierra Leone. And my family, my entire family had migrated at that point to the Gambia. So naturally, when you have any break, you go where your families are. I go to the Gambia. And every opportunity I have, I establish in the Gambia, yes. The same people who are now singing Hosanna, these are people who used to come to my businesses in the Gambia. I don't have one business. I have businesses. I have boutiques that runs for men and women clothing in the Gambia called Quality Plus. I was one of the only few people when the introduction of mobile phones came into Africa. I was one of the only few people who had the license to sell mobile phones in the Gambia. You could imagine you're the one that sells mobile phones for 3 years when everybody wants mobile phones. I was not a beggar. And I'm also not somebody who believes that I should flash around. Every penny I had, I invest in things that matters to me. I don't invest in clothes and shoes. I'm not Cinderella. I invest in things that will also protect my children's future. And before His Excellency, I was married to a footballer. We were not beggars. I was married to a footballer for 8 years. 8 years. And during that time, I was a model. During that time, I was an actress. And my ex-husband was a footballer. I believe we were not beggars. And when I said footballer, he was not playing in the Gambia. He was playing professional football. We moved from Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia to Batistas in Turkey, and then we moved to Genk in Belgium, and then moved to Preston and North End in England. All this time, I was his wife and a professional footballer that was paid adequately. And I have my businesses that I'm running. And I believe I should be able to have money to buy properties. But I did not come to Sierra Leone to show off, because it's nobody's business what I have or what I don't have. That was not the reason why I was here. I came back home because I met my husband. I fall in love with my husband, and he had a vision, and I said, I'm going to follow him and make sure he realized his vision. The first time I arrived in Sierra Leone, the first branding was, oh, he only married her for her money. So the people need to decide which one. Is it my money? Or is it that I decided to become a gold digger after?
So are you debunking the claims about the luxury apartments and the excessive unknown wealth that people are talking about?
Well, people, when you say unknown wealth, that's it's really your opinion. If you're talking about unknown wealth, that would be your opinion. When my husband became the president of Sierra Leone, I was smart enough to declare my asset. Very smart. And I did that for 2 reasons. One, when I got married to my husband have adult children. And because he has adult children, and I don't know myself and my husband who would pass away first, and I wanted what I have on record. So that would protect my children. Because I was coming into a marriage with 2 children that already has this investment put aside for them. I wasn't going to risk it. They said to me, oh, we first ladies never declare, so we will not allow you to declare. I said to them, my own first lady is a different first lady. And because I knew I was going to rewrite what the office of the first lady should look like. And I know with that, there's going to be a lot of controversy, and I know they're going to come after me. Now, let me talk about my brothers. Sierra Leone here, we are so proud of Gento. When we talk about wealthy people in Sierra Leone, you say, oh, Mohamed Gento Kamara, oh, Ali Mujalo. Ali Mubari, sorry. You know, the thing is, my brothers are construction people. Majority of all the highways that you see in the Gambia today are built by my brothers, both of them. When the IEC chose Gambia to do the IEC meeting, I think was it last year or 2 years ago, my younger brother are the ones that won most of the contract to build all of the highways, most of the buildings there. So the gentles that we are proud of here, the animals that we are proud of here, my brothers are the gentles and animals in the Gambia. And now you're expecting them to live in kitchen houses? But do we have to explain ourselves to people? We don't have to. My brothers don't work in Sierra Leone. They don't work in the central bank. They don't come here and live with anything. In fact, sometimes they are hardly here. They don't have any business with what His Excellency is doing. So why are you mixing them in this? We choose to separate ourselves. They wanted to be in the Gambia. We're all born here. But if they have an opportunity to excel in the Gambia and didn't come here to mix matters and make more controversy for me, you think my brothers are not capable to come to Sierra Leone also and ask for all the highways and get all the contracts here? But they choose not to do that. They decided to stay in the Gambia where they also come from. They are all born here, but their father is from the Gambia. And if they can actually have a footprint in the Gambia, and that is what they chose, because their sister is a first lady, doesn't mean they cannot live their own life. They don't live from me. I don't live from them. So why would they suffer? Because I'm married to a president of Sierra Leone.
Bottom line, our first lady is a rich woman.
Bottom line is, when I came into this marriage, I was not a beggar. Bottom line is, most of the properties that, as far as I know from the pictures I saw, because I don't know some of the properties, but from the pictures that I saw, these are properties I have even before I got married to Madabio. These are properties that I own before I got married to Madabio. And if they go to the anti-corruption, because I have asked the anti-corruption here over and over to release those documents when I declare. And the same thing has come back to me. They cannot do it unless they have a court order. It cannot be done unless they have a court order. So, you know what? Whenever the court wants, they can order them.
Let's talk about your activities here in Sierra Leone. I mean, for many people, they know you as the champion of, girls' rights, generally. Hands off our girls, sanitary pads to girls who cannot afford it, particularly those who are going to school. How have those projects fared so far since you started?
Well, I think for the hands of our girls and the sanitary pad really has transformed not only the image of Sierra Leone globally, but has also changed the mentality of our girls here in Sierra Leone. Okay. Young girls today feel more comfortable. Young girls today feel very proud. And young girls who goes out and say, when men try to chase them. Before now, it was a normal thing. Any man can come to you and want to sleep with you. You sweep it under the carpet. But that's not what we're facing today. The girls today are more focused on their education. The girls today know their right, and the girls today can actually stand up for themselves. And that is through the campaign of the Hands of Our Girls. Most girls today, if you want to talk to them, for them to tell you that they are underage, the first thing they will tell you is, I'm Fatima's daughter. I think that is enough for people in this country to know that this message has actually resonated not only in Freetown, but in the entire country today. And that's the reason why, as the First Lady, but as a woman, I am not scared to go anywhere in this country because I know I have a footprint there.
Generally, I mean, if you were to put statistics or figures to the test, how many girls would you say you've helped across Sierra Leone?
Well, the statistics you will have to look at is Hands of Our Girls was launched in 2018. And now start to look at how many girls has gone back to school, how the girls are performing in school. What are the results that we're getting today? How many girls are in universities? How many girls today are proud to say we're doing STEM subjects? Those are the calculations you need to have. I'm not a mathematician, and I do not fake people to say I know everything, but I know the data are with all the ministries. When it comes to health, when it comes to education, they have those data. And today we have more girls in school, we have more girls in university, we have more girls graduating from universities, we have more girls doing STEM subjects because they have the confidence that the most important thing they can follow is not men, but education.
Aside those two, ostentatious projects, the Hands of Our Girls and the Sanitary Pads, those are established. Do you have any other activities going on locally?
When you talk about activities, again, this is the one thing I say. I don't like to go around bragging because it doesn't pay. I'm a Muslim. I'm not saying that Christian brag. That's not what I'm saying. But in my own religion, you are not even allowed to. And maybe that's the reason why most of the controversy around me have not been dealt with. Because as a Muslim woman, there is no point of me coming around and talk about A, B, C, and D. But if I tell you that around this country, I have, through the support of my husband, we have built 15 mosques around this country, how many people know about that? If I say to you, with the support of my friends and the support of my husband, today I can proudly say we have spent nearly $12 million in changing 34 hospitals. But why do I have to say it? It's not about me. I'm not building a hotel for my father. I'm not building a luxury house for my mother. I'm building something, an edifice that the people of Sierra Leone will enjoy, not just as luxury, but as a safe haven for their health purposes. So for me, it's about building it and leave it for the people to enjoy it. It's not for me to go around. God doesn't reward you when you talk about the good things you do. I have introduced the national food basket in this country. When we had COVID, it was me that introduced national food basket. It was me that started talking about hunger, because when you're doing lockdown, you should also think about how that affects women and children. You should also think about how that affects family. And I started, putting things together, putting food together, calling friends, calling people and say, listen, if we have to do this, the president is doing so much in making sure that we curtail the COVID pandemic not to affect Sierra Leone. But if we want that to be successful, we also have to try and provide food for the most vulnerable people around this country. And we did that. So the COVID, when you are talking about the success of COVID-19 for Sierra Leone, you will not write that story without also including the national food basket. I don't want to talk about Ramadan, my Ramadan food basket. Ramadan, we go around this country. The minimum numbers of mosques we visit in Ramadan is 500. Minimum, all around this country. But why should I talk about it? Talking about it is like bragging. And then at the end of the day, you're doing it to get reward from God, and then God will be reducing your reward. So there are so many things. How many school people, every year, the minimum school fees I pay for girls and boys going to university is 250. 250 girls and boys I paid for every year in the last 7 years. I don't need to say it. I don't even need to expose those people. I can give you an example. I saw social media video going around with what's the name of the girl? Oh boy, this girl that have this issue with one of the lawyers or judges. I saw her video when she was saying, "Oh, the Hands of a Girls is a scam, blah blah blah." I just smiled. I am the one who is paying this girl's school fees. I have been paying. She wanted to be a lawyer. I have paid for her all throughout.
Really?
Yes.
You can imagine.
So I just said to my staff, don't answer her. She must be troubled because she has an issue and then she wanted me involved in that issue. I'm paying your fee. It's not for you to go and sleep around. If you've decided to go and find yourself in some situation, why do you want to drag me in it? I didn't pay your fee for you to do the things that you're doing. I'm paying your fee for you to build yourself and make yourself a better person. It is my foundation who is paying her fee. So you can imagine that.
I'm sure Sierra Leoneans will be hearing this for the very first time. I mean, coming from
I'm
your
shocked
mouth,
too.
yeah, that's you've been supporting her in this kinds of way. But honestly speaking, let's now turn to your life and work as in Sierra Leone as Fatima Madabio. I mean, many Sierra Leoneans hold the perception that you've been a strong force, supporting your husband in terms of winning, the election in 2018. And so far, you've been giving him the utmost support in that. What would you say to that before we come to other issues within the SLPP as well?
Well, when we got married, I took an oath that I'll stand by him no matter what. And that is an oath that I will live with till the day I die, because I took an oath that I'm going to stand by him. And I don't have any reason why to renege now. I didn't marry him to leave him for somebody to come after him and just, say whatever or do whatever. And when he has a vision, and I saw that vision as something that the people of this country needs, and if I can be of help, I will be of help to him any day, anytime. I support him because I love him. I support him because I believe in his vision. I support him, and I will support him until the day he said, you know what, this is where I stop, and I'll continue to support him.
Okay. The perception among, some members of the SLPP that you appear to be very critical, why do you think, some members within the SLPP hold that sort of perception about you?
I don't think it's just SLPP. I think it's a lot of people in Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leoneans in general.
Yes, because the truth is, they don't like the truth. If you speak the truth, you are everyone's enemy. And I don't know how to lie. So when you try to force me to now lie or cover up certain things, I don't know how to do it. So I think that has been my problem. I think I still don't know how to talk like a politician. I think that's what my problem is. I think I really need to go to school and learn how to be a politician. So even when, it's not right, you have to pretend.
To be more diplomatic.
Well, I don't know. I didn't go to diplomacy school. In fact, when the United Nations appointed me to be one of the advisory member of the World Diplomacy Advisory Board, I'm thinking, are you for real? This is a woman who does not do diplomacy at all. But, I think they must have seen a different personality for them to appoint me to serve in that capacity. I'm not a diplomatic person. I say it as it is. Sometimes I get it right. Sometimes I get it wrong. I'm a human. It's not like I'm perfect. And I've never said to anyone that I'm perfect.
At the moment, you've spoken about the Gambia. It's quite clear. But let's come to Sierra Leone. Do you in any way own a property or properties here?
I declare
By
everything.
extension?
I
Okay.
declare everything I have in Sierra Leone, yes.
Okay.
I did. Before my husband became the president of Sierra Leone, yes, I do.
Okay.
Because like I said, I don't believe in buying designer bags. I don't believe in buying luxury cars. I'm bad with those things. But I'm obsessed in buying rundown houses and fix them. That's who I am. I'm obsessed in investing in property.
So you're a real estate person, more or less.
Well, I might say that, but in fact, the things that I have in the Gambia, I actually gave to a company who, since when me and my ex-husband divorced in 2011, I then hand over all my properties to a company for them to run it. And I believe that really, if these people who are making up stories about me, all they could have done is go to this company and said, oh, we know that you're the one who is running Fatima's properties. can you show us papers? In fact, the company did not hear from them. They only saw a documentary on TV. And they said, you don't need to, you should have just come to us. You know what I mean? And when you are coming to ask us, bring your own documents. We have our own documents. Bring your own documents. And in Sierra Leone, I don't have a real estate in Sierra Leone, but I have few houses which I declared when my husband became president, yes.
Let's come to...
And by the way, the properties I'm talking about are also under rentage.
It's business.
Yes, I rent them.
You've been talking about this ex-husband. Who is it?
If you Google him, you should be able to find him. I'm not here to talk about him. He must have a name. I'm not here to find him. I'm not here to talk about him.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Really, this whole thing, because again, we have respect for one another, and really, I do not want to drag him into my own personal life when he's not dragging me in his own personal life. And for the sake of our children, which I have to protect also, I am not going to drag him into... He did not ask me to come and marry the politician.
So let's come to...
But it'll be easy. If you just Google on Al Hilal and say which Gambian player play in Al Hilal, you will find him.
Absolutely. I'm sure we'll
go to Genk and say which Gambian player play for Genk, which Gambian player play for Preston North End. Simple. Why do I have to do your job for you?
Perhaps it would be best for them to hear from the horse's mouth. For believability.
But let's come to the issues, within the SLPP party, which is very much important as we're heading towards, the election come 2028.
Is that an issue in SLPP?
Well, it's said to be, from the outside, we seem to look at it like, there are some issues, not just within the SLPP party, also within, the opposition party, that's of the APC. But we are here specifically to, talk on, the issues, that are happening within the SLPP party. To begin with, I'd want to ask you to help us understand the relationship between you and the current chairman of the party.
Jimmy Battle Osonga.
Yeah.
Jimmy is the chairman of the party. And as the chairman of the party, I have to accept the fact that he's the chairman of the party. We all came from the UK. When we came as one unit. We were very close. His family, my family, we were very, very close. And then along the line, we have differences. It's not differences that will stop us from talking. It's not differences that will stop us from being in one place where if you see me coming, you will leave, or if I see you coming, I will leave. No, that's not the differences. We just have two political differences. That's all. We have political... our ideology are not the same.
Even within the same party?
No, we're not talking about the party as party. We're talking about our relationship.
Individual.
Yes. He might like something, and I would like something different. I might like something, he would like something different. That's all. Are you asking me about support with him? I don't have to support Jimmy. He already have his support base. And this is the whole thing. This is the problem in the SLPP. Everybody else is allowed to support somebody except me. Everybody in SLPP.
Why do you think that's the case?
I don't know.
So you're not allowed to throw your support to him?
No. Everybody else. I am a paid up member. I am one of the huge contributors in terms of finances into the party. With that, I am allowed.
So do you think maybe because you're the first lady, people think that your support to a particular set of people will influence power or anything like that?
Am I powerful than the president? The president is the most powerful person in the party. The president is the leader of the party. I think the only person that you should be worried about is who the president supports. You should not be worried about who Fatima supports, because it doesn't matter who I support. If the president decides to support any other person that is not who I'm supporting, automatically that person becomes the winner. The president is the person everybody should be worried about. So why are you worried about who I support? I don't have to support you. The persons who support you should be looking for is the president, because we are all under him.
Maybe you command more influence than you think.
No, not really. The truth is, in this particular scenario, you just have people who believe that I, Fatima, and I'm not supposed to say anything in the SLPP, like some of the things they will say, na married bring you come. You know what I mean? Now married bring you come. But when I'm going around this country in the name of SLPP, not to married bring me come. When I'm finding finances to make sure the SLPP have what they need to have, not to married bring me come. You know, when I am doing what will make the SLPP look like the party is supposed to be, definitely not to married bring me come. But the moment we have an election, now we have to decide on certain things. Now married bring you come.
We've noticed that
that's double standard though. Because you're taking my money as a member.
I just wanted to mention, because you remember and you're paying your dues.
Yes.
To the party.
In fact, I paid up to 2030. And the reason why I paid, I wanted to pay up to 2028. But because I knew that 2028 will be the next election, I don't want people to read meaning into it again, because they'll say, oh, you see, she only paid up to 2028 because she knew her husband was going to leave. So I decided to pay till 2030. And yet still, I should not have a say in the party. A party that I am a member, and I paid not as an ordinary member, not as a patron, not as a grand chief patron, as a distinguished grand chief patron. But they collected my money. Now they're telling me there is a category of distinguished grand chief patron in the party. So which category, which of the grand chief patron do we belong to?
Not made clear to you.
Yes, because you were taking my money as a distinguished grand chief patron.
Let's talk about ideology for a while. I mean, within the party you are serving, there is Igbi. I think you would have to explain what that means, by the way. And then there is, I know, starting from the Kokoro saga to Igbi, and all of these things. Let's talk ideology. What do you believe in?
Oh, my goodness me. You know what? I just still have to laugh. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You know, when they started the lower level, when they started the lower level election, I was just waiting. Really, I did not get myself involved when they started the lower level. And so many people who are in this camp, that camp, came to me and asked for financial support. And I supported everybody, from Falaba to Karine to Bombali to Tonkolili. The reason why I'm calling all of the northern whatever, because these are the places they believe that, okay, how did she get here? All of these people, the southeast, the north, Freetown, except if you did not come to me. But there has not been one person who comes to my office and asks for financial help, and I have it and I don't give. And all of them, no one of them will sit and say, when I gave them those support, I gave them a support on condition. No. I never ask, who are you supporting? Who would you be voting for? None of my business. I supported them. And everybody went. Even when they won, they would text me and said, I have won. And I would say, congratulations. The ones that went and sing Kokoroso.
So you didn't have any candidates?
No.
A lot of people were accusing you that you had a candidate.
Now, so this is it. Okay, we have a lower level first before we came to the national convention. During the lower level, I did not have a specific, I have individuals who naturally, I have seen how these people went out of their way for my husband. And when they now want something and they are fighting for something, the honorable thing I will do is support them. And I did, but not too many. Few places. I mean, for example, my husband's home district, Bunt. You know what I mean? There was, this is our party inner business. So I don't want to sit here and actually spill the bean publicly. But there was things going around that was not supposed to happen. And the information that was coming to us was actually not the truth. So when they said, okay, the election now had to go the way it's supposed to go, the other side now, you're upset. You cannot be upset. If you know everything that you have done up to that point was the right thing, and you actually won, if they said we have to go now and PPRC will have to be there. So it's the involvement of PPRC that brought all of this. So if you really believe that you are going to win, why would you have problem for PPRC to be there when they do the election? PPRC was not in favor of anybody. PPRC was only there to make sure the elections are done the way they are supposed to happen. And that was it. And when they did the election the way they are supposed to happen, the people who used to claim that we won, they lost. So how did you win in the first place? So that's what happened in Bump. That's what happened in Kenema. In fact, the only district that I will sit here and say, I said, I'm going to put my life on the line for this one was Kono. That one, I will not lie. Because I said, no, this is my own home. I'm not allowing you come and do anything here that is not proper. Kono, yes, I did not kill somebody. I did not beat anybody. All I know is the process has to go the way it's supposed to go, and who won, won. And the candidates that I was supporting, I supported with everything. I'm not going to lie. But all other places, it was the people saying Ebema. And the Mende word of Ebema means, we are not going to accept it. Okay. That's the word. We are not going to accept it. Am I Mende?
Does that become your symbol now?
No, am I to a Mende man?
I would not.
So if you hear people saying Ebema, will it have come from me? I'm not a Mende person.
So meaning it's coming from the Mende people.
They said Ebema. I mean, my brother, Nigeria.
Yeah, but you've been carrying that slogan.
Well, this is the thing. After everything, the reality is, was I against Jimmy? This is what people didn't know. I was not against Jimmy. I was never against Jimmy. Jimmy never came to me to say, can you support me? So even if I'm a lunatic on the road, at least that small respect you'll give me. What Jimmy said to me is what I did. Jimmy said to me, Jimmy sent people to me and said, listen, I don't want you to support me publicly. Because if you support me publicly, the people who are supporting me will leave me. He said, don't support me publicly. Why should I support him publicly? If you've asked me, don't support me publicly, I choose not to support you publicly. So why would you cry foul? You said, don't support me publicly. I decided not to support you publicly. You said, don't go and campaign against me. I left this country and went and sat in America for 14 days and allowed them to do their campaign. Not because he instructed me, because I just did not want to be in the middle. I came back 2 days to the election. Before I left, the person who contested against Jimmy came to me and said, I want to contest. I want to seek your blessing. And you said no? You said okay. But the thing is, I can assure you The people who were dancing with Jimmy on that day in that convention, the ones that were clapping, the ones that were saying Jesus Christ never died on that day, they were the ones that actually told Amara Kane to contest.
So there's sort of double standards within the party.
Do you know what I mean? I never told Amara Kane to contest. And as God is my witness, Amara Kane, the day I came back from Ethiopia, after I've won the what is it called? The Offload.
Yeah.
When I came here, they had a big celebration here. It was on that day, Amara Kane came to me and told me that he wanted to contest. And on that day, he told me who he had gone to. And the person's name he called to me.
Sonny Carter, go see some business partners.
You didn't give me memory market. Can if I kiss a young directly?
Young was there. To the national delegate conference. I believe everybody in this country saw what happened. It was meant to be a national delegate conference. Instead, it became a Fatima versus Jimmy contest. My face was not on the ballot paper. You have no business in attacking me. I have one vote, and I was going to exercise my right, and I was going to vote for who I want to vote for. No one was going to stop me. I'm a delegate, like everybody else that was there, you know? And then there was so much chanting, you know, demeaning chanting. You know, you have the same people who believe to be, when you know you're going to win, you don't attack people. You just come and win and leave. And that was my belief. And when everyone was focusing, they were all focusing on chairman. You don't just focus on chairman. It's not just the chairman. I mean, we said National Delegates Conference. There are other positions. We had people contesting for too many positions. And again, I was not there. I don't go into election to lose. And when I'm also there, I also calculate very smartly to make sure whatever happened, we will either even, but you will not beat me. So on the day, while they were fighting, everybody was focused on one thing. I was focusing on different things because I know there's a lot of components that makes a national officers. And I had the people that I was supporting too, you know, and they all have the right to support who they want to support. I started, like, for example, I'll give you an example. Param, when they started this whole thing from Parliament, way, I don't know, 2 years ago, and they said, oh, they have to remove Param, blah, 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 blah. I called him. I said, listen, if they want to remove you from Parliament for no reason, I said, please, don't fight over this. You have to believe that service is time. When your time is up, there is nothing you can do about it. You don't have to force, and then it might cost you your life. Leave, come and be the Secretary General of the party. I said, because Napoleon is not contesting again, and you'll be a very good Secretary General. This was 2 years before we went into National Delegate Conference. Even though on the day of the National Delegate Conference, people claim that, oh, we're the one who make Param. No, you did not. Because that was a thing which started 2 years ago. Amara Kane, when I am supporting a candidate, I start with you 2 years. Because I know there is no easy way of winning an election. Amara Kane came into this contest 4 months or 5 months into election. I'm not a magician. I knew Jimmy has been campaigning since 2021 when he lost. in Bo, I knew he was campaigning since 2021 up to the time we were going to this delegate conference. I must have been a naive person to think he will not have his own backing. So I'm not a fool. But what I will confidently say, Amara Kane's wife is a very, very good friend of mine. And Amara Kane's wife has stood with me, with everything. And what I can do, I did for them because of his wife. Whatever support I gave, it was not a support per se, Amara Kane, no. I have a whole team of other people that were contesting. From chairman to deputy chairman to secretary general, deputy secretary general to, how do you call it, to PRO,
Yeah.
women's leader, I did not have a candidate. This is the other thing also people don't know. I did not have a candidate for young generation. I never had a candidate for young generation. It's just I don't like to say things. The only reason why I even supported the candidates at the 11th hour was because I knew that was Jimmy's candidate. The candidate that I end up supporting, I supported that candidate because I knew that was Jimmy's own candidate. So I supported him. Because up to that point, Amara Kane had not come forward to say he was going to be contesting. Or even if he had come forward to say he was going to be contesting, at that time he was still talking to the people who were now dancing with Jimmy on the stage. Because these were the people who told Amara Kane to contest. These were the people who even suggested to Amara Kane to sell his house to raise money to contest. These people who today, when Jimmy, they've now become a clone of Jimmy. Mm-hmm. Hello? Can you be honest a little bit?
Interesting times we have there. So in all of this, like I did mention earlier on, when people hear about FMRB, they associate it obviously with you, the First Lady, Madam Fatima Bio. And Sierra Leoneans, many Sierra Leoneans do now hold the perception that, with all of what, they're saying, it appears to them that you're planning maybe to hold the highest office in the future. So help us understand, are you planning to hold the public office in the near future?
Listen, my dear, like I said, when we went to the National Delegate Conference, it was for us to choose somebody who is going to come and lead our party, and we all rally with that person, and we all prepare as a team with that person so that 2028 would be an easy ride for us. For me, that was the agenda, that was the plan. We went to the National Delegate Conference. Everybody turned the ones that believes that I am not on their side, turned the National Delegate Conference as my contest. And a lot of other people who were there become very disgruntled because it doesn't matter what you think. I also have touched lives within the party. I have my own people that will do anything also for me within the party. They become very, very disgruntled, very angry. And then what makes it worse was the fact that I went into parliament and they took the same chanting from the National Delegate Conference to the House of Parliament. And there was no place for that in the House of Parliament. When I entered the House of Parliament, I entered the House of Parliament as the First Lady of Sierra Leone. When I entered the Bintumani at the National Delegate Conference, I entered the National Delegate Conference as a delegate, not as the First Lady of Sierra Leone. So I didn't mind because, again, my husband always said this to me, if you decide to go into politics, you should expect anything. So I do expect anything. You know what I mean? So the difference here is that you turned to me at the National Delegate Conference, and then you upset so many people there too, because I also have my support base. Then we left the National Delegate Conference. We came to Parliament. You came back to Parliament, where whatever we have done in our National Delegate Conference has no place in the House of Parliament. You brought it there just to humiliate me. And then those people now become very, very angry. And those are the people that are amplifying the Ebema thing now. Those are the people that are saying, whatever Fatima wants is what we will do.
Who are these people?
Oh, okay.
Those are the people. Those are the people. They are people.
Are they within the SLP?
Yes. So those are the people who are now saying, when Fatima decides, we will follow.
That was below the belt, do you think so? That was public humiliation.
Of course. And the worst part, even when the chairman, this is where I expected the chairman to be the bigger person, to understand that he is the chairman of our party. When something like that happened, you now show that you are the chairman. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll not even be having this conversation. They asked them to come and say sorry to me. But no, he said no, he's not coming. He said no. The Speaker of Parliament, does somebody have to tell you what happened in your well of Parliament was wrong? So today, the Speaker has never said sorry to me.
You've been waiting for the apology.
Well, I'm expecting it. Because if nothing, I believe I've served this party. If not for anything, and I believe that I have a personal relationship with too many of them in that, especially the honorable MPs that are under the SLPP in the House of Parliament. Yes, I was expecting it from them, but they did not do it.
In the wake of all of these controversies, Madam First Lady, if peradventure you decide to, let's say, run to become a flag bearer of the party.
Have I said I'm running?
Let's assume if it's a conditional. If you decide to run eventually, let's say, hypothesis, would they support you?
Who?
These various SLPP people.
Which ones?
I don't know. Are they different SLP people? I don't know.
Well, like I said to you, it's the people who are making the call.
Okay.
Why would you make a call for something you don't want to?
But don't you want to get something bigger than this? Does it have to stop at being a first lady?
My dear, listen. Okay, so this is the other thing that I think people need to understand. I mean, everybody know that I spend a lot of time checking what is happening on social media. I read, and things that I wanted to address, I'll find a way to address it. Things that I don't want to address, not every fight is worth fighting anyway.
Okay.
You're talking about the First Lady. By association, the fact and the matter is, I am not part of government. I don't work for government. I work as a humanitarian carrying a title of the First Lady because I am married to the President. I have never sat in cabinet with anybody unless they choose to lie. I have never been where they make any decision unless they choose to lie. Everything I have done independently. When I wanted to do the Hands Off Our Girls, I put my program together and prepare my program, and then I presented it to my husband and said, this is what I want to do. What do you think?
Okay.
And then he supported it. And when we become very successful, we incorporate it and make it a support base for government. Because I was not doing the job of the minister. There is a minister. I was doing a job of something that I believe needs to happen. When I decided to come with the sanitary pad, I was not taking the place of the Minister of Education. Because at that point, there's nowhere in Africa or even in the world where you can talk of free sanitary pad for any girls. So I had to be the one to create the environment. I had to look for the fund. I had to do fundraising. I had to buy the fund. The sanitary pad.
Pads.
I bought sanitary pad 3 years in a row on my own. Fundraising.
Without any government support.
Without any government support, not a single penny from government.
It's not a big controversy, actually, that you've been using state funds to run your office.
Let me explain. We started the sanitary pad from 2019.
Okay.
From 2019, 2020, 2021, all these 3 years, I was the one who was raising the fund and buy the sanitary pad and give to those girls free of charge. There has never been government money. 2022, when we had the World Menstruation Day, and the president was invited to attend the World Menstruation Day, that's the day the president made a pronouncement that government will now buy the sanitary pad.
Okay.
But after I have done it for 3 years, it has now become a global thing. Everybody is talking about it globally. Then government came in. When people talk about me taking government fund, where and how? I am not being paid. They don't pay me salary. They don't pay me for clothes, but they expect me to look nice and dress nice and stand next to the president and do the job of for Sierra Leone. Since I have become the first lady of this country, government have bought me one car.
Only one?
One. To say for the first lady. Now, if you buy a car for security, it's for security. You're buying cars for securities. The securities work for the state. Every vehicle I use is our private vehicle. If it is not mine, it is my husband. So it is not government vehicle that I use. I'm not talking about what the securities, they work for government. I don't work for government. And nobody will tell me, Ministry of Finance or anybody, that they give me allowance for me to even buy water to put in my office.
But all these reports mentioned your office quite recently.
My office, they have staff there, sir.
Okay.
The people that are working, I have securities. Who you want me to pay the securities? They're doing government job.
Okay.
So government have to pay the securities. So when they give money for those for the running of the office, is to pay those securities and to pay the local staff. My total local staff I have in my office are 18 people.
Okay.
Those are the local, civilians.
Civilians.
I have 18 civilians that work in my office, and the rest are all securities. So they give money to pay those people for them to do their job.
Okay.
So if you're paying those people, are you giving me the money to come and eat? Are you giving me the money to look after my children? You know, I came in as a first lady that has a young baby, but the government will not give me a nanny because they said it is not part of the people who have worked here before. But would you not see that I'm different from the people who have come here before me? My own nanny, they will not pay. For my daughter. One day, no government will say to me, they have given me money to say at the end of the year, go and do medical. But I'm doing government work. But you don't give me, if I have to go to the hospital, I will go on my own account and I have to pay for myself. If my children are sick, I will have to do it myself. Now, what are you giving me? So now, the budget they're claiming now to say, okay, they're giving budget to my office. If you buy the sanitary pad, and I have to take it to the people, you'll have to make sure you facilitate me to get to the people. And that is what they're claiming they're giving me money. You're giving me facilitation to make sure I'm able to transport those sanitary pads to the last village in this country and move all the people that are supposed to be moved to get to those places so that our campaign will go on. We'll be able to do the distribution. We don't do it in one district. We do it in every district in this country. We have to buy fuel. We have to make sure the people eat. We have to make sure they drink. We have to make sure everybody is okay so that we'll be able to do the job. That is what is the budget. Let them tell me about any other budget that is different from that. A budget that is personal for me. Even gift money to give to me as First Lady, for me to buy gifts for my colleagues, they will not give me. So which one are you claiming now? Which of this money? What is this money that you're talking about? Because I really want to know. I don't even know where the central bank is. The central bank that they normally claim that I go to the central bank and open and tell the bank governor. I don't even know the bank governor's office, how the bank governor's office look. I don't know. I don't know the building.
How possible is that?
As God is my witness, I swear to the God that I serve, I don't know.
So these are all allegations, just wild allegations.
That's why I'm saying it now. If you think what I'm saying is not true, prove me wrong. I choose not to say anything all these years because I don't think I owe an explanation. But I just felt like, the talk has just, every day they have new thing. Every day there is a new thing. Every day there is a new thing. That's the reason why I'm saying this. If what I am saying is not true, prove me wrong. I have never been to a bank governor. The current bank governor, if he's among 20 people, I might not know him. The current bank governor, if he sits among 20 people and you don't direct me that this is the bank governor, I will not point him on. I don't know him. So how am I, how can you get money from the state? How can you just, how is this explanation possible? Or does this happen before me? That a First Lady will just walk into the bank and say, open the safe and I want to take, and they just do it. Is that possible?
I tend to doubt that.
Well, I don't understand. So which magic do I have to take money? Which magic? Every penny we have to, anything, as First Lady, anything I have to spend on, I have to write first to the office of the president. They have to sit on it and they approve it. It will go from one office to the next of even fuel. The fuel they give me every week is 45 liter. That is what they give me every week. 45 liter, nothing more, nothing less.
As First Lady?
Yes. I'm saying it. If I'm lying, let them come with their own version. I get 45 liter per week. If you finish, your problem. If you don't finish, now your problem. But it's 45 liter. So these miracles that people are saying, people don't even know how I take care of myself, how I survive myself, how I work to even look good for them. They don't ask me. Even when I'm sick, people don't.
They'll say that's your husband's responsibility.
But if you're telling me I'm taking your state resources and you're assuming that your state resources is being spent on me, what am I spending on? Because what women spend things on?
To look good.
To look good, yeah? You have to have most expensive. You know how much is this in the market?
I can see.
This is 300 leonso.
This one?
Yes. It's just when you buy it, it's how they make it.
Yes.
The total of what I'm wearing right now is not more than $20. So, what is this that you're talking about? All my clothes are bought in Malmatomo Street. I only wear cotton. I only wear fabric from Sierra Leone here. What are you talking about?
Let's shift a little bit from all of those allegations. I'm sure one of the many things, that Sierra Leoneans will also want to understand is your relationship with that of the Chief Minister, Dr. David Moina Senge, both politically and personally. What's your relationship like with him?
Why do people think I should have a relationship with my husband's staffs?
Well,
I'm a woman. A woman cannot have a relationship with men.
Yeah, I do agree.
You have to understand that. I'm a woman, a married woman, and a woman that is dedicated to her husband. I cannot have any other relationship. It can only be a relationship that is a public relationship. But I cannot have a relationship where a minister come to me and then we have secret this. No. So me and David, people amplify what does not exist. We have mutual respect for one another. And he's the minister to my husband, not to me. Answerable to my husband. He doesn't work for me. So we should not have a relationship. We can only have a relationship that says is my husband's minister. Why people are worried about my relationship with David, but they're not worried about my relationship with other ministers? I have the same relationship with all of them.
All of them?
All. If any one of them come to me and want me to know about something, or they need my help for something, or they're doing something, and they come to me and said, can you come and launch it for me? I treat all of them equally.
Like the photos of you and the anti-corruption commissioner.
The kind we see with Ben is different with the one you have with Senga.
No, but what is different? Have Senga ever come to my office and want to take a picture with me? I said, no, Senga, I don't want to take a picture with you. No. I didn't go to Ben's office. Ben came to my office. So if David want to come to my office, David used to come to my office before now.
Used to?
Yes.
No longer?
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe he's busy. And I believe he's a busy man, right? He's busy.
Will you talk on phone often?
When we need to, yes. When we need to. If he called me, because he's the chief minister. The reality here is, the work I'm doing has nothing to do with chief minister. My work is more with or chief minister. So really, if I have something and I want to invite him, I invite him.
Okay.
But he's not, when he was the Minister of Education, everywhere I go is me and David.
Okay.
When he was the Minister of Education, because he was at a ministry that works with me, because of my hands of our girls, because of my sanitary pad. But he's now the chief minister. His job description doesn't include me.
Have you ever had any sort of, fracas or palaver of any kind?
Except the one people create on social media.
Okay.
The one people create on social media, that is one that I will not, is one that I don't want to even address. When me and David meet anywhere, he comes and we talk. Me and David, if we have a program, it's just me and David there. We sit next to each other. For people who don't talk, and we'll sit there, we'll be talking to each other until the program finish, and then we go our separate ways. So what other relationship, when will Sierra Leone understand that David Senga is the chief minister, and by extension, his position does not have anything to do with the office of the First Lady? When will they understand that? Okay, so we don't have anywhere we meet. I hardly go to State House. I hardly go to State House because I'm busy. I hardly go to State House. Not because anybody told me not to go to State House, but because my office is on this part of the city. I live where the people are. State House is for where the government is. I'm in Bendembu, where the ordinary people are. So me and the ordinary people, we are talking.
Where the fishmongers are.
Yes, you see? So, my office is right in the middle of fishmongers. So we align perfectly.
Permit me to ask quickly. You've had your stance in this regard with people who are claiming or publicly, putting themselves out there and vying for the flag bearership position for many within the SLPP. Your husband is still a sitting president, which is very much key and important even to party members. What's your stance in all of this as also a member of the SLPP party, saying that, many of these members within the SLPP party are publicly declaring their intention for the flag bearer position for the elections?
Well, I mean, I should not be one. I should not be the one to have an opinion. It should be the president that should have an opinion. He is the one who is seated there.
But you're also a member of the SLPP party.
I am a member of the SLPP party, but remember, we're talking about people who are working under the president. So if somebody is working under me and they want to do something, unless they have told me they are going to do it, then why should they do it?
Who would you support
Who would I support?
for the flag bearership? If you are to support anyone.
I will ask the Ebema team.
Well, there's a team for Igbo.
I will ask the Ebema.
Do you need that team in any way?
Like I said to you, when this whole thing happened and the disrespect was getting out of hand, and the people who believe also that I have touched their lives in many ways, they galvanized together, they have marched on together and glued together, and now say, we are with Fatima.
You have a lot of relationships in this country, I mean professional ones. But one that stood out quite critically was the one with Dr. Blyden, the opposition member. But these days, we no longer see you around. I mean, you were hobnobbing everywhere, going to programs together, taking selfies at some point. But now, these pictures are no longer forthcoming. What's happening?
Nothing.
Has the relationship gone sour in any way?
Absolutely not. Nothing. Absolutely.
Are you still lovey-dovey?
My
as
dear, listen, Sylvia has been a sister. Like we're talking about, this is a 25 plus years. I think she's, some of these things that people are asking, Sylvia will be one of the people that will, I have some elderly women who are in this country who know me. They knew me when I was in the Gambia, and they knew what I have, and they knew what I was doing. So I believe she can be. If I remember very well, Sylvia has visited me in at least 2 of those properties that these people have on their list when I was in the Gambia. One, she came when, was it 2002? Before the election. I think there was an election, the general election. We've known each other, but for her to actually come to my house was first in 2002. She came to one of those properties, and she came for something very personal, and then we talked about it. I was still a young girl. And I'm going to be very frank. That was the first time I saw a woman who dares to want to go into politics. Because for me, no, I mean, she was coming to Sierra Leone to run for the young people's young people's party, I think YPP. Yes. So we had a personal conversation, because it was just an impossible, you cannot even imagine that a woman will want to come out and say, I want to be involved in politics. So we've known each other from that point. And the other time she came to visit was when I had my son. She came and I was in under of those properties. Then I had my son. I had to move to a more comfortable place so that my son would have a bigger environment. So we've had that relationship since then. I've known Sylvia before, so many in the SLPP. I've known Sylvia before that a problem between me and Sylvia. It's just that when politics is coming too tense, we don't want to mix matters. Because Sylvia would remain APC and nothing is going to change that. And I'm going to remain SLPP and nothing is going to change that. So for that reason, we both just advise each other that it is best that we focus on, everybody focus on your political.
So it was mutual.
Territory. Yes. It's not like we're fighting. We're not fighting. When we need to say hello to each other, we do say hello to each other.
Okay.
When we supposed to praise each other, we do it with each other.
I'm sure that was more of the reason why she did mention that she knows why you did what you did when you made that comment under the post of How Worship the Mayor, Ivona Kisoya, because that has been what...
Was that an endorsement in any way?
No. The thing is, I think Sylvia, as my big sister, the independent woman. I am fiercely independent. And when I say fierce, I am fierce and dangerously independent. Because from the age of 16, 17, it has been my own battle to fight for myself. Do you know what I mean? When I saw the video of How Worship the Mayor saying that she is going to contest, believe you me, I was a proud woman, because it is not something that women just come out and say they are going to do. It's not something. When what's the other woman's name? Femi
Claudius.
Femi has already been part of the political circle. You understand? So it is not a new thing. But when Akisoya came, and remember, we are talking not about just one small political party here. We are talking about the APC. Any woman who comes out and say, I want to contest for APC or SLPP, we should clap for that person. Because that means bravery. Because you are now going into territory that, believe you me, only God can make you survive. And I know that. I'm very conscious of it. So for her to dare to come out and say, I am going to be doing this, that is bravery. Sylvia has not come out yet and said she's going to contest for the flag bearer. She said she's considering. I am considering and I am going to. They are two different English. I know I'm not the best in English language, but really those are two different. Akisoya has made it clear that she's going to do it. And I congratulated her wholeheartedly.
There has always been Sylvia's dream to become president of this country.
No, the day Sylvia come out and say, I am going to contest, let her see what I'll do. You know what I mean? But she haven't done it yet.
So that's an open challenge you're throwing out to her.
She haven't done it yet. And I'm actually pushing her to do it. Because it will be a good thing. It will be a good thing for democracy. It will be a good thing for the women of this country. And for me, as a person, I have championed and I've given these women hope. I've given girls hope. I've made the girls believe that the sky is their limit. Now imagine if I am to shrink and now be scared of putting my mouth into politics, where these girls now are looking at the possibility of saying, you know what, we can also do it. I'll be a hypocrite. And it's not even good for my husband's legacy. My husband has been champion for women's issue, champion that speaks for women. Globally, everybody knows His Excellency Madabio as the person who have changed their lives or who has given women this kind of space. And then all of a sudden, the wife now doesn't talk about politics. And now how do you explain that? Oh, it is good for other people, but it is not good for your own household? No. So even for His Excellency, for any woman, I feel for any woman who wants to do this, they should just allow these women to exercise their dream and then inspire as many other girls as possible so that they know that it is possible. When we grow up, everybody is talking about Ella Koblo Gulama. Imagine if Ella Koblo Gulama didn't do anything. Would we be talking about her?
There's a typically chauvinistic community. Do you think the country is ready to have a female leader?
Yeah, but how would you know if you don't try?
Do you think a lady will succeed your husband?
There's nothing impossible. Again, this is something, I am a very religious person.
Okay.
Yeah? I have always believed that a leadership is a calling.
Okay.
If God don't call you, you will not go there. Because if I look at myself and where I come from, the family I come from, there is nothing in this world that will tell me I'll be seated here today. If I can only go on the prescription of the family that I come from. So leadership, believe you me, if God calls you, nobody will stand in your way.
No, we're rounding off, Madam First Lady. Let's look at the picture ahead. The wise man would say prognostication for the future. You think your party is properly positioned with all these controversies you're having within the party and all of these boys or men, if you like to call them, who are vying to become presidents, to succeed your husband? You think you're properly positioned to win the next election in Sierra Leone?
Now, which political party in this country don't have controversy? Name one. If we're talking about real political party, serious political party.
All of them,
which
actually.
One? Which one don't have controversy?
Both of them.
So why would the SLPP's own controversy become an issue?
You think you will win?
What we have that no other political party has is the fact that we have a president who have delivered. We have a president who have matched every word he had said he will do. He had matched it and supersedes it. When we talk about education, when we talk about infrastructure, when we talk about women empowerment, when we talk about changing policies that changes the lives of people, name one president who have done what Mother Bio has done.
It's about succession. That's the thing.
Well, how do you succeed?
Does he have a successor right now?
When you are succeeding something, that thing has to be good. And what we have a good president. Okay. We have a president that has delivered. We have a president that have made his mark, not only in Sierra Leone, but outside Sierra Leone. We have a president that have rebranded our country. We have a platform as a party to stand upon and say, you know what, because we have done A, B, C, D, and E, we will be able to do F, G, H, and the rest. And they will believe us because what our own president has said he will do, he had delivered on everything. And then they will believe us because they know we don't lie. That is what we have. We have a plan, we have a platform, and we have a face. We have a brand that is Mother Bio. And no other political party in this country can proud to say they have anything like that.
Where he's going now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you want to succeed, if you are succeeding something, you cannot also go to say, I want to succeed this thing, but you do not reference that thing. Anything that is good, you make it your reference point. And what we have is good. And that should be SLPP's reference point. It is Mother Bio's legacy that should be SLPP's reference point.
You know,
going forward.
I asked you earlier, but I'm not sure, you were not quite clear. I will ask you again, that's my final question. Who would you, indeed, you won't call the name actually, but do you believe that there is anyone within the party now, with all these young, energetic men within the party that could succeed your husband, and who would you support?
My dear, people should not worry about who I will support. People should worry about who the people want.
Which people? Within the party?
Within the party. Okay. Before you go for national, you'll have to pass through your party. When the party choose who the flag bearer, who they want as their flag bearer, as an SLPP person, everybody have to rally behind that person. As far as I'm concerned. You understand? So for now, everybody is just doing what they think they want to do.
Okay.
But then when we go for a national delegate conference, we don't even know who are going to be at the national delegate conferences yet. Because people are saying, I want to, doesn't mean they are going to. So when we get to the national delegate conference, the day you see the faces of the people who are going to be on those ballot paper, that day, come back to me, I'll give you an answer.
Definitely.
All right. As James rightfully mentioned, we're about wrapping up. But let's say, peradventure, you choose to go deeper into the public office space. When will Sierra Leoneans possibly get to hear from you?
When God speaks.
You're waiting for God to speak? You're waiting for God to speak to you?
Believe you me, like I said, leadership comes from one person. And that person is divine person, God.
If God calls you now, do you think you are prepared to be the president of this country?
Well, I mean, if I can ask you a question, as much as you think there's a lot of controversy, baseless controversy that doesn't exist because people are just so timid, knowing full well that a woman is this successful, right? Every program that has had my name on it in this country, have they been successful?
From the optics, yes.
I think you've got your answer. I don't do failure.
Okay. So the people of this country should count on you if you are told God speaks to you eventually to become the president.
You really want to get to stuff, but listen, I'm saying to the people of this country, the next time you decide on character,
Okay.
decide on what the person have done, not on paper, not by words, what you are seeing and what you can feel, and decide on who keeps our free quality education, and decides on who keeps our gender equality and will not change the PR system, because the PR system is one of the most important political tool that actually gives women the opportunity to be able to serve when it comes to our legislative wing of of this country. When you decide on someone's record. When somebody come to you and say, well, I will do A, I'll go do this, I'll go do that, I'll go do that. Those things work yesterday. But today, at least see example and look at that example and now assess it and ask yourself whether this example is good enough for you to rally behind that person.
I'm sure many Sierra Leoneans have had the opportunity to maybe interact with you on social media, but for many who haven't possibly seen you on TV, this is the first time in 5 years they're getting to hear from you. So what do you say to all of us Sierra Leoneans?
I mean, there is a lot of noise when it comes to Fatima. 80% of everything is absolute lies. You know me. I say it as it is. I don't sugarcoat it. Maybe that's the only characteristics. Maybe I need to tone down a little bit and learn how to be diplomatic a little bit. Maybe that is my problem. But I know for a fact that when I open my mouth and say something, I will live for that thing, even if it had to cost me my life. So don't listen to everything they say about me because they are not true. See me for who I am and see me for what I have done. And don't judge me. And don't join a fight that you don't know where the fight comes from, because that's one of the biggest problem also I have. People fight me and they go and recruit other people to come and fight. And the recruiters will be more dangerous than the one that actually have the fight. And the recruiters have no business with me. We have no fight, no nothing. But they have recruited them and they don't ask questions. And sometimes when somebody asks you to join them to go and destroy somebody else's character, ask a question. If it was you, how would you feel? Character is not something that you just go to the supermarket and buy. You build them. Now, if you have built your character to a point where you've earned yourself that kind of respect, and out of malice, somebody else just decide to taint you and lie and fabricate one horrible story about you, and now it is difficult for you to reach everywhere where that story has gone, and people now start to look at you with that eye, I think it's unfair. As your First Lady, I believe I have served this country. I have done my best. I'm not saying I'm the best First Lady Sierra Leone have produced, but I believe that I am the First Lady who have delivered and continue to deliver, and I'll continue to work as long as my husband is here as the president of this country.
All right, thank you so much. There you have it from the First Lady, Dr. Fatima Madabio herself. I mean, like she did mention, there has been a lot of rumors and allegations circulating, via social media, and I'm sure whatever she may have mentioned here today would have done justice to so many questions, Sierra Leoneans have been asking on social media, in their parlors or wherever they possibly may have been seated and having those conversations. But thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. As we mentioned earlier on, this is a special edition of Wake Up Sierra Leone, and we're broadcasting not at AYV Media Empire, but we're broadcasting live here at State Lodge. Jones?
Indeed. Most definitely, you haven't heard from her in 5 years until now, and she chose to speak to the Africa Young Voices are no lesser presenters than myself, Victor Jones, a humble man, and Marina Terry, who've been speaking from this gigantic and auspicious, residence at Hill Station here. It's my first time coming here, by the way. I've never been to the.
I would say the same. I mean, it's equally my
Indeed.
first time being here.
Well, thank you so much for watching, for listening, and following the program. I'm sure you've had your controversies settled now, and perhaps you could even have her as your next flag bearer, only if she decides and God spoke to her as she
Earlier
said.
on.
But until then, keep watching the AYV for the rest of the day. Goodbye for my humble self, Victor Jones.
And take